and welcome to Tech Talk, the Banker's video series on everything fintech. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy Editor at The Banker, and I'm here with Rob Dartnall, who is Intelligence Director at Security Alliance, which is a cybersecurity firm. We're here at Level 39, the London FinTech Accelerator. Thanks so much for joining us today, Rob. Can you tell me a little bit about what is intelligence-led cybersecurity?
Absolutely. So it's very much going back to the conventional way of intelligence and saying, look, when we're making decisions, we need to base them on evidence and intelligence. So what we do is we employ the conventional military and conventional intelligence agencies methodologies of saying, look, you know, this is what our threat landscape looks like, this is what's happening out there, let's make our decisions on our security based on that intelligence rather than trying to fight 1,000 fires or, you know, just trying to deal with every new piece of tech that's out there to defend ourselves.
Okay, and how does Security Alliance really differentiates itself from other cybersecurity firms?
Well, very much that, actually. So we're not a software developers, you know, we've not been in IT for a long time. We are actually all conventional military intelligence or agency or NCA or police investigators. So we all come from a conventional intelligence background. So rather than trying to reinvent the wheel or do anything different, we're looking over hundreds of years of intelligence methodologies and adapting those things that we already know work and applying those from the conventional intelligence world to the cyber intelligence world and doing it that way. So we're very much coming at it from a conventional intelligence point of view.
Okay, and how do you think banks can best defend themselves and their clients against cyber attacks?
Well, absolutely, starting with the intelligence from a point of view, it's really understanding what's happening out in the wild, and not just UK PLC banking infrastructure, but the rest of the world, particularly North America and Europe. Really understanding themselves as an organisation as well, and really understanding why those adversaries are attacking them, what they're really after within their organisation, and then building out their security based on that intelligence and that threat. So a really good comprehensive threat assessment and continuous monitoring of the threat landscape and seeing how that's changing and changing with it. When it comes to clients, you know, that's a different thing, and customers is a different thing. From my point of view, I think there needs to be much more awareness of, you know, the general population of the UK of, you know, what's going on, how are they being attacked, why are they being attacked, how do they need to better protect themselves, and what do they need to do to accomplish that. And I think although as a government and as security companies we can help do that, I think a lot of that messaging needs to come from the banks, as in, you know, if you're doing internet banking or mobile phone banking, these are the sort of things you need to do to protect yourselves. These are the sort of things you absolutely shouldn't be doing because they leave you open to compromise and having your banking details stolen.
Do you think mobile banking is really the next big battleground?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it already is, fundamentally. As we move away from an area, our attackers will move away from it as well. So as we're seeing people less using the internet for internet banking and using phone banking, they use payment systems on their mobile phones, they do a lot of work on their phones, internet shopping, all of these kind of things where there's different payment systems as well as internet banking. The attackers are naturally going to traverse on there. We've seen a massive increase in mobile malware, specifically mostly for Android. And the mobile device can be used to pivot directly into an organisation as well. So in the UK, you know, there is that increase, but in the rest of the world as well, where they've become more reliant on mobile technology infrastructure. So if we look at Africa, for instance, where they don't necessarily have the conventional cable in the ground type infrastructure, but they do everything on their mobile phones, and you know, they're quite far ahead in some of the mobile payment systems that they've got. We're absolutely seeing the attackers targeting mobile phones, and that's only going to get worse and more sophisticated, and just something we have to tolerate, unfortunately.
Okay, and I did read a blog on your website which was called the IoT Internet of Things Zombie Apocalypse, which I have to say, best title ever. But so how vulnerable is the internet to what you would consider to be monster botnets?
Yes. Now, there's two different answers to that, depending on if it's a software issue or a technical issue. So the blog was written by Callum. He's one of our technical analysts. And yeah, great title. There are elements from a nation state level. So if people are talking about other nation states attacking the technical infrastructure of countries, to whether or not that's for subversion or espionage or full-on warfare at some point, you don't know. Possibly if we look at the UK, how important the financial services market is to us as a country, and how do they potentially take that out? Are they necessarily going after the banks and trying to steal the money directly from the banks, which is really complex to a degree, or do they just take out the infrastructure that they rely on to do their banking business? So that's definitely something that needs looking at.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for coming in, Rob.
It's very nice to meet you.